This is Math with Mr. Sneed, and this is solving linear systems by linear combinations or elimination. It's a continuation of the previous two videos. Example 3 says solve the linear system using the linear combination or elimination method. So in the last example, we learned that we had to multiply an equation so that way when we add the two equations together, something cancels. So if we look this time, I don't have neither one of my equations has positive and negative, so I know I'm going to have to multiply by a negative this time. And if I look there, I can't multiply 5 by anything to get 4 or 4 by anything to get 5. So I can't multiply there. And if I look at the 2 and 3, there's nothing I can multiply to 2 to get 3 or vice versa. So in this case, when you can't multiply a single equation, you have to multiply both equations. So in this particular one, I'm going to target, again, y. You don't always have to do y, but in the cases that I have here, the y tends to be the smaller numbers. And that's what I'm looking at. So I need to multiply both equations. So I need 2 times 3, I need 6. Okay, I need the smallest number that I can get from 2 and 3. So that means on the first equation, if I have 2, I have to multiply by 3. And on the second equation, since I have 3, I have to multiply by 2. Okay, my goal is to get 6 in front of y. The other thing I mentioned is that the signs are the same. So I need to pick one to multiply by so that I get a negative sign. It doesn't really matter which one. And so in this particular case, I'm going to use a negative on the 2. Okay. It doesn't matter. I could have made 3 negative and it would still work out. So multiplying the first equation by 3, I get 3 times 4x is 12x. I have 3 times 2y is 6y. And I have 3 times 3, which equals 9. On my second equation, I'm taking negative 2 times 5, which is negative 10x. I'm taking negative 2 times 3, which is negative 6y. And I'm taking negative 2 times 4, which is negative 12. Nope. Negative 8. So that was step 1. This time we had to multiply both equations. Step 2 is always to add the two equations together. So 12x plus negative 10x is 2x. 6y and negative 6y. The y's cancel, so I know I did it right. And then 9 and negative 8 is 1. So right here, you guys look at it and go, ooh, I messed up. And you say, I messed up because I got a fraction. Which, for the most part, on your homework, you're probably right. Okay, because I try to put on the assignment no fractions in your answers. Okay. But in actuality, you can get fractions as answers. So we divide both sides by 2. Okay, that way the 2's cancel. I get x equals 1/2. Okay, and so step 2 is done. Remember, step 3 is where we take and plug this back into one of the two equations. Okay, so this one I'm really actually specifically choosing one of them over the other. Since the top equation has 4 and 4 is even, that's going to make my life easier. The second equation is 5 and that's odd, and that's going to make things a little more difficult. So I want easy, so I'm going to take 4 times 1/2 plus 2y equals 3. Half of 4, hopefully you said 2 in your head, and we bring the rest of the equation down. Now we want to solve this, so we got to get the 2 to the other side. So we subtract 2 so they cancel. We get 2y equals 1. And then we're going to divide both sides by 2. That way we get x or y equals 1/2. And then step 4 is to write our answer as an ordered pair. 1/2, comma 1/2. And with that, the first example is done. And what I'd like you to do is do the you try it. And I will tell you that on this you try it, the answer is not fractions. Okay, it comes out to be whole numbers, so you don't have to worry about getting fractions in your answer. So go ahead and try. Do you try it? And then when you're done, we'll check and see how you did. Okay, so now that you've tried it, I'm going to get rid of the x's this time because those are the ones with the smaller numbers. Which means I get to multiply by the same number as last time. 2 and 3. And again, they're both positive, so that means I got to multiply one of them by a negative. So this time I'm going to make my 3 negative. Again, it doesn't matter. You could have made 2 negative, you'll get the same answer. So if I multiply 2 times 3x, I get 6x. I take 2 times 5y, I get 10y. And then I take 2 times 17, which is 34. For the second equation, I'm taking negative 3 times 2x, which is negative 6x. I'm taking negative 3 times 3y, which is negative 9y. And I'm taking negative 3 times 11, which is negative 33. And again, that was step 1. And we had to multiply both equations by numbers in order for the x's to cancel. Could have done the same thing with the y's. So, step 2, we're adding these together. The 6's cancel. 10y plus negative 9y is just y, or 1y. Either or. Okay. I tend to write mine without the number in front of it. Okay. 34 plus negative 33 is 1. So I don't even have to do anything more because y already equals something. So moving on to step 3, we get to pick an equation to plug it into. It looks like the second equation is the smaller numbers, so 2x plus 3 times 1 equals 11. So we get 2x plus 3 equals 11. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides so that the 3's cancel. I get 2x equals 8. Then we have to divide by 2. And so x is equal to 4. And the last thing, step 4, is to write our ordered pair, 4, 1. And with that, your notes are done, and you have some more practice to do.